Episode
660.
Your soul is mine.
BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello and welcome to episode 660 of BRB UK. I am Coleman. Hi! With me this week is Tim.
Hello, sir.
And not with me this week is Dan.
No, Dan. Sans Dan.
Silence. Welcome to BRB UK. We are your UK podcast at BigRedBarrel.com. In fact, I think we're the only podcast for BigRedBarrel.com these days. But go check us out.
We've moved worldwide. We've conquered the world.
Yes.
In true British fashion.
That's right.
From a couple of hundred years ago. We did it with less flags as well, Coleman, I'd like to think.
How go things in Timland?
Yeah, okay. Okay, generally. I've had some fun this week with the video games.
Yeah?
So, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, speaking of, you can't talk about this very much, but let's jump straight into what you can talk about.
Yes.
You played a tiny, tweeny, weeny, weensy bit of Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls.
I played about 8 hours of Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls.
Yes, but what you're allowed to talk about. You played a tiny, beady, weeny, weeny bit.
Yeah, I'm allowed to talk about a bit. Like, there are conditions on the beta, so I'm going to be a little bit careful, but I will stick to functionally what was available there. I won't go too much into my opinion, although I'll give a little bit of a hint on that because I don't have too many bad things to say. But also there's some publicly available information from previous hands-on, and so I think I can talk about that. I have seen some people go into detail about the beta online, but I'm going to be a little bit more cautious than I've seen other people be as well. But just so you know, if you don't know what Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls is, it is an anime take on a 4-on-4 brawler, like a Street Fighter or a Mortal Kombat type game. It's a 2D brawler. Said it's 4-on-4, but it's, even though it has got Marvel characters in it, it does play a bit differently to Marvel vs. Capcom. In so much as Marvel vs. Capcom, you can tag in and out, and that is an option here, and there's team-up moves like there is there as well. But the main difference being that you've only got one energy bar for your team, as opposed to being able to switch in and out and have like players resting and recuperating a bit of energy and stuff like that and having their own separate energy bar. This is all in one energy bar, which generally makes the fights a bit faster and more frenetic, which is good, I think. And yeah, like as I said, I will leave my opinion out of it a little bit, but I think you can see from the graphical style of stuff that's out there that it is a very attractive game. I think that's fair game to say. I think that's something I can express an opinion on without having played the demo. As I said, I won't go into the functional side of what it was like, but just in terms of what was available, there were 8 characters available and an online lobby, a startup battle, as they call it, which was just like a tutorial type battle that took you through the various different things you could do. And then there was a versus CPU mode, which it didn't exactly flag up to start with, but was in there. Like once you did the startup battle, it put you into the kind of lobby system to start with. But it was only on a subsequent playthrough I kind of realised there was an actual CPU thing, which I think you could do one-on-one, which I did invite you around to play at some point, Coleman, which I'm not sure I'm technically allowed to do, but I did. But you didn't do that anyway, so we don't
sacrilegious.
Have to cover. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Heresy.
But yeah, like as I said, I won't go too deep in on the opinions. But yeah, like let's just say I enjoyed my time with it. I spent quite a lot of time with it.
That sounds like an opinion.
That's almost an opinion.
Sacked.
But I'm not talking like, functionally of like this worked and that worked, how this works together and blah, blah, blah. And some of that stuff may change on release as well. But as I said, there is publicly available information about hands-on. So I don't know how God it'd have to be, but I'm trying to be a little bit cautious. But the one thing I will give you, which I obviously a bit of a hint without going in deep into opinions, but I think I might have this might be disturbing my top 3 most anticipated games for next year. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, cool.
So,
I mean, you said that it's there's 8 characters available.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's part of the NDA that you don't say which characters.
I think this is generally available information, and I think there's
considering
footage out
the
there.
footage we're playing is literally from the beta.
Yes, so I don't think that's a massive problem. The team that I generally went with, again, I think that's something that I can go with. Might hint at my opinion of some of the characters, but I did play around with all of the 8 characters. And also, just a functional sense, like the character you play with first and foremost is available to you, and you also have one other character that's kind of your like backup that you can call in and you can do some tag team moves with. As you go throughout the rounds, and I won't go too deep into how that, but generally you unlock the third and the fourth character that's on your team. So the order does have some significance, is the kind of thing that I'm hinting to there as well. But generally, so my team is generally Spider-Man, Captain America, Miss Marvel, and Iron Man. And as I said, it's kind of anime style. They're all like Japanese voice acted. They're all kind of a anime take or Japanese animation style take on the kind of Marvel heroes that you know and love. And yeah, again, we'll stay away from opinions for now. But then, did I say? Yeah, I said the 4 members of my team, and then the 4 other characters available. And no expressions there; they also seem decent as well. But Ghost Rider, Storm, Doctor Doom, and Star-Lord.
Yay!
So yeah.
That's great. I am really looking forward to this game, and I like it at a time where I'm going, do you know what? I really want to try get into using a fight stick. They went, hey, here's a new Marvel game that's coming, fighting game that's coming exclusively to the PlayStation 5 from the Guilty Gear creators, I think it is.
From Arc Systems, yeah. So
yes.
Is it Guilty Gear or BlazBlue or both? I can never remember.
I never know. But they went, hey, here's a cool new arcade stick that's coming with it, and I bet it's going to be like £500. Maybe. Who knows? Well, I mean, it seems positive in such a way that you can say without saying anything, Tim.
Yeah, like, again, without going too deep into things, there isn't much I have to say that's bad about the game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Right? So, I am very much anticipating this game. And if anything, the beta helped my opinion, but I was already kind of looking forward to it. I'm more looking forward to it now. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So, and you know, from your background with fighting games, I know you're a fan of the fighters. I know that you played a fair few 2D fighters. I know you're a fan of Marvel vs. Capcom. So if you're saying that this is something to look forward to, I think we should possibly pay attention to that. Unless we're reviewing an NDA and looking for people that may break NDAs and watching this channel. I doubt they are.
I doubt
would.
But yeah, as I said, I haven't gone into the functional side of servers and rollback netcode and all that type of stuff, and I don't think it's fair to necessarily comment on those sorts of things anyway. And I probably could say a bit more than I am, but I'm just trying to be as cautious as possible because I don't want to, go too far on that. But yeah, as I said, generally positive.
Sweet. I also had you down for the next game, but I'm actually going to jump in and do my one because I think it'd be nice to have a little break in between. Nice Coleman sandwich, Tim is the bread. That is cool. I have been playing Octopath Traveler 0, which is a surprising one for me because I have no history with the series at all.
Well, good thing, Coleman, this is 0, so it's right at the beginning. It's before 1. You're okay.
Yeah, and I was assuming this would be some kind of prequel, but I think the Zero was more on the side of this was going to be a mobile game that was then kind of fleshed out into a full-fledged game.
Ah.
But yes, the most I have with the series is I've kind of booted up other people's copies to just take a look, have a go, and see if that's something I want to pick up. So I know a little bit about the series. I know it's a 2D, 3D style, very beautiful looking game. Kind of harkens back to the older school RPGs that come from like the old school Final Fantasy or a Chrono Trigger or something along those lines, or a Dragon Quest, and it was very appealing for me. I just didn't. I just never pulled the trigger on the first two games. And I know that traditionally these games you pick from one of 8 characters, thus the Octopath. Whereas this one kind of breaks away from that, and as I said, it was meant to be a mobile game that was kind of blown out into a proper full release game. And instead of the 8 characters you're following, you just play the one character. But this time,
why is it called Octopath if there's an Octopaths common?
Because I think that's where the Zero is, because it's just
Monopath.
the Zero Monopath Traveler.
Yeah.
But yeah, you play as a single character this time, and this one, for the first time, it's a character of your own creation, which isn't as robust as you might think as its sprite work.
Fine.
I think you get a choice of like 8 different hairstyles and skin colors, a couple of different voices, and gender, and that's about it.
I don't even
really
need that many different choices in my character builders, to be honest, Coleman.
Yeah. But so as I was playing, and once again, I'll say probably for the last time, I'll say this was meant to be a mobile game, and that's why I was so kind of surprised into how this game plays, because the opening hours are a lot more focused than I expected. It starts on a sort of small and personal look at this life of your character and his surrounding town before it all breaks loose and it expands into this big conspiracy. And you have kind of structured routes early on that then help with the pace before expanding out and making feels less restricted. So with your one character, you can also recruit another 30 additional characters through side quests, all of whom can enjoy your party. Combat is turn-based.
I don't know what the Latin for 30 is. 30 Path Traveler. I don't know what that. No, not sure. I think 20 is 20, but 30, I don't know. It's beyond my capabilities, Colm.
But yes, so each of your characters, it's all turn-based, and it's all built around breaking weaknesses, boosting attacks, but with a twist, you get to take 8 characters at once into battle, Tim. That's probably where the Octopath is coming in.
Fine. I'm back on board.
Which are all split across front and back row, so 4 and 4. And then you can swap them around mid-fight, which gives you loads of tactical
swap the whole
choices.
rows or swap the positions?
Each character.
Each character,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, which helps you out with trying to balance each fight, because as you're progressing into, as you might guess, bosses become harder and harder as the game progresses.
So that kind of happens in video games, Common.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I like as well, like when you start this game, you create a character, you do story and stuff, and then it sort of goes, hey, this beautiful little slice of life we've shown you, all hell's breaking loose, and now you're on the hero's journey. And then it goes, after some time, do you want to be a warrior? Do you want to be a mage? Do you want to be something else? I've forgotten what the other one was. And then you kind of pick one of
maybe
3 classes, and then it's like, okay, so do you want to I think it's like a guard or a shop, I can't remember. There's
a shop?
like 3 there's like 3 personality choices you get,
okay.
And then there's a bunch of different role choices that you get.
Right,
so
okay.
I went for more of like
sure.
I always default into a warrior class, so I was like, yeah, soldier, warrior type character. And then you kind of go on a path of like, are you seeking wealth? Are you seeking power? Are you seeking fame? I went the wealth path, such as life. And
okay.
Yeah, really interesting look at this. I have this on the Steam Deck. Thank you for my code. I was sent a code. I've been playing this on the Steam Deck. It performs very well on the Steam Deck. I've recently sort of realized the reason I don't play so many JRPGs or RPGs in general these days that aren't kind of action adventure style RPGs, even though I do love JRPGs, JRPG games. I've grown up with them. I've missed them in my life, and every time I go back into them, I just can't quite stick with them. I think it's because I'm playing on a console. I need to sit down. I need to focus. I'd much rather have these on my handheld for some reason. And I think the retro aesthetic kind of plays to that as well. It's like, I want this on a handheld. I want to take this out and about with me. And since I've had this installed on the Steam Deck, I haven't stopped playing it. It's really, really good.
That is good.
I can't speak to if you are a big fan of the Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, if this is going to be one for you. I'm assuming it is, because I haven't really had much depth into those games. But it looks great. It plays great. All I know is if you're a fan of RPGs, if you're a fan of JRPGs, if you're a fan of old school RPGs, then this is a nice chunky one for you that's got a modern twist, and it's a solid start if you're looking to get more into kind of modern JRPGs. So
I have a question, Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
It sounds like this is the case, but I'm guessing you don't feel like you're missing information that would be vital to play this, having not played the other games before.
No, I'm assuming this is kind of Final Fantasy rules, where each game is a different installment story. You know, it's not like a sequel that, well, not all of them
I'm not
are sequels that you're following on from. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be relating to anything else. It's the hero's journey.
Right, because I played the demo with the first one and liked it, like the aesthetic and stuff, but just never got round to picking it up. I liked it.
I had the same issue. Yeah. I had the same issue with the first one. If I remember the first demo, like they updated that demo and went, okay, we've put out a different demo that's more kind of friendly and approachable, because the first one was a bit off-putting, I felt. But that's way back when. I could be mistaking that for a completely different RPG I tried.
But it is reasonably popular as well, I think. No, it's been the two previous games have been reasonably well received. I don't know about this one, but I know the previous ones have been.
Yeah, but this also makes me want to go, right, I am sticking to this. I'm getting through this. And when I'm done with this, I now have Octopath Traveler and Octopath Traveler 2 that I can get on with. That will be at a reduced price because they've been out for a while now.
Go 012. Who would have thought,
Maybe.
Coleman? Hey.
Who would have thunk it?
Go 021 just to mess everything up.
So this is available now. It's on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch. It's $39.99 on PC and $49.99 on consoles.
Before we move on, just a little bit of a PSA while we're talking.
Not when you're live, Tim. Go to the toilet.
Yeah. Well, I knew you were going there as soon as you said it. But yeah, while we're talking Steam Deck, because I think it's particularly good for that, but it's generally out on Steam. The game I talked about earlier this year, Death Howl, has just come out on Steam. Yes. That's available. I think it's out rather than available to pre-order, but there is a pre-order discount or, a first week discount. So worth picking up now. I thought that was going to come out next year, and it was going to be one of my most anticipated games of the year. I'm now going to have to sacrifice that on the list. I think Marvel Tōkon might be booting that out then, because on our official things, it's got to be something that comes out next year. Even though, I played the demo on Steam, I was umming about picking that up for PlayStation just because I could play it on my Portal. If that ever turns up, because it still hasn't turned up because DPD have lost it and PlayStation are refusing to send me a replacement, so I might never buy one. You never know. Who knows?
You had a Steam
PlayStation Direct have some weird issues with how they issue things. But hey, but Death Howl, very good. I think it's £16 with the discount at the moment, and it is a great turn-based game. Fantastic, really good fit for Steam Deck. I might just have to pick it up on Steam Deck as my Portal might never arrive. So yeah, just putting it out there that it was a game I played the demo of. The demo's probably still available, I guess, so you can try that out before you buy it. But it is a great turn-based game, fantastic, one of the best I've played in years. So yeah, definitely worth picking up.
Oh, thanks for poo-pooing all over my review game, Tim.
Well,
also, I just realised, speaking about how gorgeous Octopath Traveler is, I didn't put the video up, so...
let's
how it
do
looks.
that and have a...
Beautiful.
Look at the
Look
lovely
at that.
graphics
Oh,
and
nice.
the little
Yeah.
people on, and this is
All right,
useless
that's
for
enough
the audio listeners, but hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always do it. I forget to put mine up.
Yes, because you're too busy concentrating on the talking. That's fine.
Yeah.
Why don't you put that up while I talk about a completely different game? Because I didn't tell you that I was going to talk about this game this week. So
no, because if someone tunes into the live stream and sees footage for a completely different game to what you're talking about, they might assume you're talking about Octopath Traveler Zero, Tim.
I know.
Or they might think that Where the Winds Meet looks like a much better game.
Right. So I didn't want to talk about Where Winds Meet. I've heard other people discussing it. I haven't I heard it talked about in reasonably high regard. But it's an interesting game from a number of perspectives, so I definitely did want to talk about it this week. Having put
can I just say that?
Yeah,
I've only heard two opinions of this.
Right.
One is, wow, this is other than your own. One is, wow, this is a surprise, randomly very good game that I did not expect to be very good. And then another one was, this is your kind of gacha mobile game that's also available on consoles, and it's going to trick you into spending a load of microtransactions.
Both of those things can be true, Coleman. Right. It's interesting from a number of perspectives. And I actually, some of the stuff that I heard was it's generally good, but there was a bit of controversy around the AI that's in it as well. So I think there's a various different things that are worth discussing about this game right now. And one of the things, and the big selling point, and kind of the big attraction, at least at the start of things, is the fact that it is free to play. And it's aiming and at least looking like a AAA game that is free to play as well. That's kind of what they're going for. There are some definite positives, which I'll get into in a second. There is some weird, it is on one hand, it does look and combat feels like a AAA game. Mm-hmm. There is also some weird, sometimes it feels like an online game that you're playing offline. And there is a full co-op mode, and there is online stuff that you can do where you interact with people. And they've put weird things in where you can put signposts that are littered throughout the world that are people communicating information like you do in, say, Dark Souls and stuff like that in the Souls-like games. And there's lots of weird online things, and it's trying to pull you into co-op, and there was yesterday I had to get healed for something, and the healer I went to said, I can't heal you for this, but you could go online and get an actual player to heal you. So I did, and then I couldn't escape that online thing.
I can't heal you for this unless you deposit £2.99.
No. Right. So that's one of the things that I will deal with straight up front. They have a big kind of message you read about their ethos and kind of, what they're going for and what the game's about and what it should mean to you and all this type of thing. One of the things they say in that is that they will never do pay to win stuff, and all the stuff that you can buy in the game is just cosmetic, basically. Now, one of the things I'm a bit confused about, and I'm not definite about this, so I'm just passing comment because it's a concern I have, but I haven't seen strong evidence of it one way or the other. But at the moment, it seems it's quite generous with the amount of in-game currency it gives you at the start of the game, to the point where I've got way more than I need for the stuff that I'm spending. I'm a bit suspicious of that, because usually when I've seen that in a game, that's getting you to be fast and loose with the money, because it will tighten up the purse strings at some point and then encourage you to then buy in-game currency. And it's a bit unclear from me poking around and having a look through the menus and stuff as to exactly if that is possible or not. It seems to be that you could buy in-game currency, but from what I've seen, most of the stuff they're selling is definitely just cosmetic outfits and other ways of doing it. But they particularly say that it's not a pay-to-win thing, and there is PvP content in there, so that is something of more of a concern than just if you were just playing the game solo. There's also co-op stuff as well, which you might want to try with me at some time, Coleman. Be a good thing to try, possibly, if you're interested in jumping in. But
we'll talk about that at the end of this section.
Right, fine. But generally, it's I've played it all so far just single player, and I must be like 12 to 15 hours into it, basically. And I am generally impressed and am intrigued enough to want to play more. So I think that's kind of where I am with it right now. Anyone does know it's based in China, and even though it's kind of like historically based, there is a fantastical kind of side to it, but it's not really like fantastical creatures and stuff like that. It's more like slightly like larger than life humans and stuff like that I've encountered so far, and like battling with creatures like bears and animals in the environment and stuff.
Watch out for them Chinese bears.
But there is like a kind of fantasy thing to it, like that, you know, you might come across a bear that's been possessed. There's lots of sort of Chinese based things that it alludes to in legends and other stuff like that going on. And there's slightly fantastical skills and weaponry. And the best touch point, even though it's more of a Japanese thing, I think, from what's in it, but it's kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type jumping mechanics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The start of the game, there is a fight in the bamboo forest and stuff where it feels very like they're alluding to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You can also like quite freely like climb trees and jump up mountains and stuff like that. And there's like an ability that you get fairly early on where you can drop from a great height like instantly and not take any damage. And there's some like real fantastical jumping and like a thing called a meteor strike where you jump up into the stars kind of thing. Like it goes some places kind of thing. But to like with fairly degrees of success and interesting things, like you can go in very different paths depending on like the weaponry you choose, the skills that you pick up. And it seems to be that that's fairly freeform. Like I literally, like you can learn techniques from observing people and creatures in the environment. Like the first technique I learned, and this is probably one that most people will come across because you're sort of pointed in that direction as you're going. But I literally learned a Tai Chi technique from a bear striking a tree.
As you do.
As you do. And then I learned like how to turn invisible from watching a guy do breathing exercises. And I'm not entirely sure how that works, but it's fun and I like it. I also turned into a dog by drinking something that said, "Do not drink me,"
yes.
Which was quite cool. I also learned a goose technique that's too advanced for me right now. I can't use it, but a quacking goose technique I learned from a goose warding off a bear. Like I don't entirely know how that works, Coleman, because I haven't seen it. But then also, like interestingly, I was in town. There was a kind of fighting arena where I was taking place in fights. And I met this dude that kind of taught me this technique. Apparently, there was this guy that was doing some underhand things and trying to like sell some stuff to people. I can't remember exactly what he was doing, but he was doing something underhand.
Counterfeit vapes.
No, he was right. He was conning people in drinking games and like taking this pill that kind of quashed the effects of the alcohol so that he could always outdo people, basically.
I've heard of such tricks.
Yeah, and so he taught me a technique where I could literally like, almost like telekinesis, just take the pills away from him without him noticing, and like that is then something that you can use in the world to like take treasure from something without having to get on the ledge where it is and stuff like that. So you can take treasure at a distance. But you can also use it as a fighting technique. And I didn't really get an occasion to use it until I faced a boss battle where I was having a bit of difficulty, accidentally used that skill and found that I could take his massive weapon out of his hand and throw it back at him, which was actually really handy. So yeah, there's like really good like kind of world building interactions and stuff like that. Like I think the combat is one of the things that does shine out. Like the combat's really good. Like it feels kind of weighty and meaty and impactful. I went down the route of having a spear. You generally start with a sword and some other stuff. But I picked up different weapons as I was going, and I'm now using a long spear and a little fan, which is generally good at like doing stuff at distance, but also getting you health back as well, which is quite handy. So that's kind of my second weaponry type thing. And then, yeah, as I said, you learn these different skills. You learn martial arts skills as you level up and learn things from the environment. And then you also learn mystic skills, which are the ones that you can learn from people and animals and stuff. The quest is a bit weird. Like, it seems to have locked me out of the main story quest and like hinted at the fact that I should go off and do other things because I need to level up before it will go further with that story. So I've just kind of potted around and most of the stuff that I found so far, like I've felt like I've kind of just stumbled upon them, and they are the more interesting quests that I've come across so far. There are things that are marked in the world, and you can actually scale how much is marked on the map. You can have nothing marked on the map and just do it all by exploration, or you can have like quite a few things pointed out to you that you can then traverse to because you've already seen them on the map. Or you can have like somewhere in between as well. So there's quite a few options for that sort of stuff. Where I think the game is a bit weird is like the voice acting can be a bit off at times. The quality is a bit low in some areas. It's like, okay, but like there'll also be like the translations and stuff and the subtitles that they have on screen often don't match up to what's being said. There's like words missing and different words and slightly different phrases. So that all seems like a bit like a lot of the issues and problems I have with it, things that could be corrected over time. It seems like a very ambitious game that's doing a lot of different things and catering to a lot of things. And I don't know, it feels like it could be tidied up in places, and over time, hopefully some of those will be patched out and problems will be fixed and stuff like that. And it's also like weird, like some of it's voice acted, some of it isn't. And then we come on to the AI bit, which I think is interesting. And it's not necessarily like they haven't like necessarily replaced voice actors, but like some of it's voiced and some of it isn't, as I said. And then some of it, when you interact with NPCs, has an AI chat functionality, right? And so what you can do with that is you can actually have a conversation with someone where you're typing stuff out and they're reacting to what you say. Now, I've experimented with this and pushed it in different areas. And if you go too much off topic, they will try and steer you back round to the topic. And if you say something they don't understand, they'll kind of slightly intelligently like steer you, with some intelligence there, try and steer you back onto the topic. But generally, it does a pretty good job of understanding what you say. And when I say you can type it out, you don't have to, because you can also do voice messaging through. And because I was playing on the PS5, it's got the speaker in the controller. You can literally just speak into your controller, say something, and they will react to it, which I found mad. Like I was up on a roof speaking to a guy about cats and just having a conversation about cats. And because I had a friendly conversation with him and said nice thing about cats, he became my friend. And I was like,
okay,
what is the world coming to?
I'm always fascinated by the practical uses of AI, but I hate that. I really hate that. I don't want that in my game.
I thought I would hate it more than I actually do, I have to admit. Like, I don't want to see it in every game by all means, but it's an ambitious thing to stick in there and just experiment and mess around with. But it does feel like it's a bit of a cheat and won't be curated as well. But I can see it being something that is used in these games in future for that type of thing. And I don't know how I feel about that, but it is a fun thing to mess around with for now, I have to say. Like, I haven't hated the use of it with me interacting with it so far.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds interesting. I'm going to look into this more because, we can play some co-op together, but at the same time, I have to be careful with microtransactions. I've got a very low impulse control. It's not great. So I kind of avoid stuff like this. So I'll need to see like what that surrounds,
As I said, I'm going with some trepidation, but at the same time, I've spent, as I said, about 15 hours or so in it, possibly so far. without the temptation to spend any money. Like there was some outfit, I was like, that was nice, but I have no need of it right now. And it does, it's not like you will never unlock things in the game if you don't give them money, because they are unlocking things. It's just the kind of premium outfits and the kind of choices you get with certain things will be locked behind a paywall. But it's doing it in a way that I don't hate. Like, it's not forcing it down my throat. It's just making you aware of that's the situation. And there are like menu options where you will see the shop and stuff like that. But there's stuff that you can buy in there with the in-game currency stuff that you earn. And then there's the stuff that you can't, that they'll make you aware it's there, but without, as I said, shoving it down your throat too much. It's a type of thing where if I do continue to play the game and I'm enjoying the game and I've played it for a number of hours, I will be tempted to give them some money to offset, to contribute to it and say, thank you very much for making me a game.
That's the dangerous real.
But
But
they'll have to earn my trust fully before I do that. Basically, I mean, at any point in time, if I feel that they have broken that trust, they just won't get any money. But so far, it seems to be a reasonable implementation of that model of doing things that I don't mind supporting. Like,
I don't know, that Star Wars game you used to play on mobile.
Far.
You used to say, I'm just going to give a bit of money to pay the developer. And none of that money goes to developers. It just goes into EA's back pocket. You got to be careful that
But it does support the game. Like, that's the model. Kind of thing. Like, as I said, so far, I'm enjoying my time with the game. I do want to spend more time with the game. It's intrigued me enough. Like, I haven't really gone into some of the other criticisms that there are like bits that are quite obscure, and there's because of the density of stuff that you can do and the like amount of information there, it takes quite a long time to pass through and work out like, what is this system? How does that work? How do I find this? Like, there's a whole like chat system and stuff, as in not like a word battle type thing that you can do. And I tried to play that and I have no idea how that thing works and stuff like that. So there is stuff that I feel I would benefit from going away and actually watching some tips videos and stuff on, which I haven't done so far. But like, it's not without its faults, but I do like what I've played of it so far. So yeah.
I see. Well, as we're approaching 20 minutes of talking about a free-to-play game, apparently it must be worth playing. It's on PC, PlayStation 5, iOS, Android. It's out now. It's free to play. It's called Where Winds Meet. It's been going around a fair bit. News, Tim. I'm going to have to blast through the news pretty sharpish this week. But we'll start with the sad news.
Oh.
It was one that hit me a bit hard.
Like a fire.
Like a green flaming skull. Used to suck your soul away. We put a little tribute at the start of the show, but Cary-Hiroyuki Tagawa, the actor from Mortal Kombat who played Shang Tsung, the 90s Mortal Kombat, not the most recent version of that film, who then reprised his role in Mortal Kombat 11. He's also done, he's done a lot of acting, but we know him best for Mortal Kombat. Sadly, he passed away, age 75. Good innings for that age. But yeah, it was sad news. I was sent that news along with a little bit of a poor pun over the death of the, as people tend to do with celebrities, which I'm quite glad I got to reply with too soon on the joke. Didn't like it. Good joke though on my side, I thought.
Bad taste.
Yeah, bad taste. Anyway, moving on. Katsuno, Harada from Tekken, Tim?
Harada-san?
He's stepping down.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been a Bandai Namco
I didn't realize he stepped up.
Yeah, well, he did step up. He took over the Tekken stuff. So he's been there at Bandai Namco for 30 years now. And he said that at the end of this year, which is drawing near, he'll be stepping down after 3 decades with the company.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't know what he'll be moving on to. He's keeping that close to the chest. But He has a massive legacy on his back. He started out shifting arcade cabinets and then went on to become the public face of the King of Iron Fist.
So he did step all the way up. He kind of moved up the ladder, eh?
Yeah. I am surprised. I mean, so he's had cameos in other games. I'm surprised we never got a Harada kind of playable character, because he's teased it before.
All right, should definitely do that in the next one. Now he's retired.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
nod
DLC Harada.
Good. Yeah,
I'd be all for that.
Don't encourage him to do his DLC, Coleman. Just do it in the game. Put it in the game.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of backlash over Tekken 8's DLC plans with the DLC stages, but I don't think he has much to do with the business decisions on that
I
side.
still never picked up Tekken 8. I really meant to.
It's really good. I got a disc. I'll drop it around to you.
Okay. Good.
It's very good. Remember we were talking about the Black Flag remake that's the worst kept secret in gaming at the moment?
Do we need a remake of a flag? I mean, still works. It's just a flag.
Well done, Tim. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. This is rumored to be getting a reveal at the Game Awards, which that'll happen on Thursday, I believe.
So much comes out. Is that? Yeah, it's tomorrow. No.
Yeah.
It's going to be when we're recording, but we're recording early, so it's now later. But hey.
Yeah, so Tim will be doing a live stream on his own where he's not a lot of commentary, just going, ooh, a Gillette's advert, you say. That'll be the live stream.
Like
yes,
me watching
Assassin's
a fireworks display.
Yeah, thanks to the Peggy website, we've learned that the title is called Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
I see what they did there, Coleman.
Yeah. So this has been, well, I'm assuming this will hook up to the Animus Hub, which I know you haven't played many modern day Assassin's Creed games, Tim, so you haven't seen that. It's a little hub that loads up when you boot up one of these games, and it will show all the previous games that are available on your platform. So if you boot up Shadows, it will go, hey, maybe you want to play Valhalla, or maybe you want to play Mirage, and now it will go, maybe you want to play Black Flag Resynced, and it will give you a little blurb intro and character and stuff. Apparently this was going to be like a big microtransaction kind of, let's get the, what do you call them, battle cards and all that kind of system. Pass, and then they went, battle pass. And then they went, people hate us at the moment. Let's get rid of that. And it's a nice little menu as you start your Assassin's Creed game.
Okay.
So I'm assuming this will be jumped into there. And it's been rumored that they've taken away all the modern day stuff, and it's just following the story of Edward Kenway. So there you go. That's
I never played Black Flag. Maybe I should, but probably.
Oh, you should. It's a good one. But that's penciled in for the 23rd of March next year.
Just bring me Splinter Cell already, idiots.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know that's underway again, the Splinter Cell remake.
I wonder if that might sneak out on the Game Awards as well. Like, there's lots of leaks, and I haven't really seen most of the leaks about Game Award stuff, but hey.
I mean,
I like surprises.
Sam Fisher's rubbish at stealth, because whenever you're like, he's sneaking up on an enemy.
Does the splits and everything, Coleman?
Yeah, but you can hear him coming a mile off. He goes, as he's switching on his night vision goggles every time. Tim, a game that I believe you were looking forward to, the Black Flag reboot sequel. Black Flag just did that. Perfect Dark sequel, reboot, whatever it was going to be for Microsoft Studios. That has that then got not quietly, that got cancelled. The veterans of that game,
bad stealth as well.
Yes, the veterans of that game, the former studio head Daryl Gallagher and director Brian Horton, they've gone over to 2K and kicked off a new internal studio. So we're not getting Perfect Dark, but you might get something spiritual successor to a game that didn't come out.
I guess that's good. I mean, look, it's good that people got jobs. I'm happy with that.
Yes,
I just don't know entirely what that'll mean for their output, but good. That looked like they were making something good. Hopefully they get to make something good. Here's
something I wanted to mention, and just because it meant it caused me extra work this week, I put up a trailer. We get sent trailers. We put them up on the website. I got sent a trailer for a new Postal game called Postal Bullet Paradise. And then just a couple of days later, I got a notification, or as I was looking up the articles for this show, I got a notification that the Postal Bullet Paradise has been cancelled and all the trailers have been pulled, and went, oh, balls, I've got a broken link on the website. I better sort that out. Quite annoying. Running with Scissors, they're the guys behind the Postal series.
Shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the title, Tim. That's the whole point of the studio.
Shouldn't do that.
Anyway. This time they lent the series out to a different studio to create Postal Bullet Paradise, which I thought looked interesting. It was a first-person shooter like a Postal game, but it was a kind of pixely first-person bullet hell type take on it. And I thought it was interesting. Apparently, a lot of fans went, hey, this game is clearly relying on game art that's been created through generative AI, which I didn't see. And possibly AI was used in other areas as well. So the game got very quietly taken down. Running with Scissors apparently have severed ties with the studio that were working on this. Yeah, very, very weird what was going on, especially because the amount of AI kind of finger pointing over generative art being used in Anno and Call of Duty and other things we've been seeing lately. This one, another game thrown into that, but this time just sort of quietly taken down. And it was interesting as well because Running with Scissors, they're usually the developers behind the game. They went for the publishing route, and the first time they go, right, we're going in the publishing. Oh, balls! We've been caught in a scandal.
Is anyone really clamoring for a new Postal game? You said there were fans.
Apparently they sell. Apparently they sell. Yeah. I mean, we've been offered them. We never get we never get any takers to review them. I used to be I always thought Postal was an interesting game when I was an edgy early 20-year-old, but it doesn't really appeal to me these days. I kind of like the prestige behind it because Postal was the two weird games, that horrible movie by Uwe Boll, and then it kind of went away for a while, and then they brought it back, and it was going to consoles and stuff. But the knowledge for me there goes away. I just know every now and then we get approached by PR to go, hey, would you like to advertise a Postal game on your website through trailers? And I go, well, I'll put the trailer up, but I'm not writing news articles about Postal unless it's something interesting. Yeah. That is a very quick version of all the news we have time for this week, Tim.
Good.
Yes. What was your favourite bit of news this week?
I mean,
there will be a test.
Favourite amongst all the really good things. Like, it's either bad news or stuff I don't care about. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess the perfect dark thing is good news and something I vaguely care about. So that would be that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. You can put the news together next time, and we'll criticize your agendas.
Skills. I was just
you put the show together.
Criticizing the news. Like I'm not going to say, oh, my favorite thing is that someone died.
You set the stream
like
up.
That's not.
No hot new VR news. No, never. No hot VR news. I won't allow it. Not on this show.
It's been another good few weeks for VR, PSVR 2 in particular, but did you see the Turtles VR game? That looks cool. That's not coming to PSVR.
That does look interesting. I'll tell you what, I'll give you one bit of VR news, Tim. Remember that game Fresh Tracks, the rhythm game that I reviewed on this show?
Yep.
It's got a VR update.
Oh.
There you go. So now you can ski in first person in VR through a Nordic setting.
I think I said
cool
at the time
music.
it sounded like a good fit for VR, but hey.
Yeah. It's a good game.
Yeah.
You say that about all first-person games.
I mean, there isn't a game that isn't better for VR, Coleman. I mean, they tried 2D fighting games and that didn't work so well, but I still think it could be good.
Pac-Man. No Pac-Man VR. That'd be awful.
First-person Pac-Man.
I'll tell you what, a Pac-Man VR game could be good if you were the ghost.
Oh.
This is horrific. Gigantic Pac-Man coming for you when he's eating the power pellet.
I see dead people.
That could be interesting. All right. We should wrap it up, but before we go, I've got to tell you to go to our merch store, which is available at bigredbarrel.com/store. That will take you over to our, whisk you away to our merch site. That will give you fine offerings like t-shirts and mugs and stickers and mouse mats. Got mouse mats?
Let's say yes.
Yeah, probably. Who knows?
I don't think so. We might have them one day, though. Maybe next year.
Many fine designs, including a picture of a young Dan who's 14 years old who burnt Chrissy up in the first round. The rest of you are going to be left eating his dust, but now in t-shirt form.
Or mugs. You can have his mug on a mug.
Mug on a mug. Put him on a body pillow. Snuggle him at night. BigRedBarrel.com/store. Also, Tuesday is a Tuesday, and I believe we're approaching the final Tabletop Tuesday of the year.
The final Tuesday.
Tabletop Tuesday, which doesn't fit rhythmically as well.
No. But yes, each and every Tuesday, apart from Tuesdays from next Tuesday, Tabletop Tuesday. After that, no more Tabletop Tuesdays for the year. 16th of December is the last Tabletop Tuesday for the year. So as far as I'm concerned, Coleman, it's the last Tuesday. No more Tuesdays after that, all right? We've had enough Tuesdays for December. Thanks.
Okay.
But each and every Tuesday, we usually have a feature game. We play that feature game that evening. You can win a copy of the game just by trying it out that very evening. The 16th of December is going to be extra special. Now, I can't announce the feature game just yet, because I'm still waiting to see if I get something in time, which will be nice and exciting to have for there. There will definitely be a feature game.
Okay.
If I get that or not,
will it be Christmas themed?
There is also a second feature game that is extra special, and it's not necessarily Christmas, but just exciting. But
well, I'm not coming then.
But you never come in. But there is an extra exciting feature game with a special guest. It's a game called Crumbs. It's made by Vanilla Games, and they're coming along. Scott, who's the creator of the game, is coming along to show off the game, and you can win it just by trying it out that evening. Brand new game. Really like this last game, so this is a good one to come along and try. I think it's, from what I understand, it's about making sandwiches. It looks interesting though. Looks like a fun little game. Should be a good one. Called Crumbs. You can check it out. I will have more details after we've played it next week. But generally, it's very, very new. Just come out. Like, he didn't have it for sale at Dragon Meet last week when he was at Dragon Meet, and it's just coming in time for to come out along to Tabletop Tuesday. So we'll have that as part of next week. We will have another feature game alongside it. Just don't know what we're having exactly yet. And there will be more prizes on offer too. More details will be up on the right-hand side of bigredbarrel.com, or at some point on meetup.com. You can search for Tabletop Tuesdays, join the over 2,200 members of meetup.com on Tabletop Tuesday. Or you can just come along to the loading bar in Stoke Newington on Tuesday, and join us each and every Tuesday, apart from yesterday and the rest of the year, because it's only on the 16th. 16th, that's it. But also, just to mention that the reason why we didn't do Lawn on last Tuesday is because the Outside Xbox peeps were doing a charity event for War Child, and I think they raised over £24,000 for War Child. So congratulations to them in doing that. That is a good thing. We don't mind moving aside for that sort of awesomeness, so well done to them. But we'll be back on the 16th for Tabletop Tuesday, so come join us for that.
Tabletop Tuesday, the loading bar in Stoke Newington. Be there for the last Tabletop Tuesday of 2025 for Crumbs. DM?
Crumbs. Penfold. You can be Penfold. I'll be Danger Mouse.
There's a joke there somewhere. I'm just missing it right now.
Okay.
Anywho, if you've enjoyed this show, what the hell's wrong with you, you flipping weirdo? But we love you all the same. Be sure to go to bigredbarrel.com. That is the website that hosts this here podcast, along with other things. I believe we've got a very intriguing review going up this week or the weekend for Demon School, which if you're a fan of Persona, maybe check that out because it's got some similarities, I think, and looks very interesting. So check that out. BigRedBarrel.com. Also, while you're there, you can click on all the buttons to the links that will not just take you to a page about Tabletop Tuesday, but also take you to our social media pages, including our Discord, available at BigRedBarrel.com/Discord. That'll whisk you away to our Discord, where you can talk to us. You can talk to the community. You can get free game. I put some new games up there last week as well. Go claim some free games for Steam. You can chat on bad platforms. Game Awards are coming up. Let's have a little chat about Game Awards on there. What are you excited about? What meaningless award are you most happy about said game getting? And why was it Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 that won the Game of the Year? Probably. I'm shooting my shot now. Screw it. And what game was announced that you're so excited about, and why was it Divinity Original Sin 3 or 4, whichever one of those games it is. Anyway, BigRedBarrel.com/Discord. It'll take you to Discord. That's the tagline. Discord. It'll take you to Discord.
Brilliant.
Yes. And find us on everything else. Usually it's a whatever.com/BigRedBarrel.
Whatever.com.
Find us. Whatever. I'm gonna take that one. I'm sure someone owns that. And if you're on YouTube, then be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, like the video, comment on the video. It helps with our engagement, helps us go up a little bit, and that's what we need. Thank you. Tim.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Oh.
Okay. We're going to go now. I'm going to go edit this podcast. I'm going to put this podcast out. Be sure to check out the enhanced version on YouTube.
Would it be resynced?
The Resynced. BRB UK Resynced. For this episode of BRB UK 660, I have been Coleman.
I might have been Tim.
And I have also been Dan. Why not?
No one's been Dan. No one.
I'm Dan. And I'm Spartacus. Dan!
You are Cole Dan.
I am Cole Dan. I'm Coleman. I'm Cole Dan. I forgot to hit the themes button. Here we go. Until next time, dear viewers and dear listeners, goodbye.
And your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarrel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarrel.com.
There's a greater character variety than in Turtles. Obviously, you've got the 4 Turtles, and there were slight differences between those characters, and then you had the ancillary characters on top of that as well. But this is a slightly bigger roster than that.